Beautiful beaches, beautiful landscape, and a beautiful basketball passion here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The host nation taking on Italy in the final game of group phase action here at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in 2024. We started with 6 teams. We are now down to 4. Lithuania awaiting the loser of this matchup. The winner will take on Mexico in the semifinal. Both these teams know they're playing in the semifinal on Saturday night, but they want that first place spot and a date with Mexico as opposed to a date with Lithuania. Filing in to the El Choli Arena here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. It is the biggest indoor arena here on the island, and an opportunity now to get introduced to Italy. It is going to be a very cold reception for the Italians who are here on the road, a true road game here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Italy had no problem with Bahrain blowing them out in game number 1. They also had the benefit of having the rest day yesterday, so legs should be fresh for a very important clash with Puerto Rico. 14 times these teams played on the international stage. Italy has won the last 13 times. Will they make it 14 in a row? Standing in their way is Puerto Rico, and listen to the crowd introduce this home team. As they rise to their feet, coming off of a big-time win over Bahrain. It is their largest margin of victory in an Olympic qualifying tournament, 99-56 yesterday in game day number 1, and they looked great doing it. Guard play was so important coming into this tournament for them. They got it in spades, and it wasn't by the usual suspects that you would expect. Jose Alvarado had a good game. That man right there, Javon Waters, had a good game. But a more impressive performance out of Howard and Thompson Jr. We'll talk about those two throughout the night. Puerto Rico, Italy, doing battle once again on the world stage. A chance to top the group. But first, here are the national anthems.
We start with the national anthem of Italy.
nothing like a big game atmosphere in international basketball. We have one here. Win and you top the group. Both these teams looking forward to the semifinal. Want to make their path a little bit easier. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. Carl Gay alongside former Canadian national team member Javon Shepherd. Javon, you've played in games like this before as you see two legends exchanging a deep hug. Jose Alvarado and Coach Pacheco. Doesn't have the red hair anymore. Alvarado probably saw him with the red hair the last time they were playing.
Doesn't have the red hair, but I'll tell you what, he has the heart, he has the passion, and in a big game like this, he's going to be firing on the sidelines. He might be more entertaining in this game.
Rosso, Martel, and Peralta, the three officials who will be in charge of keeping this game in check for France, Uruguay, and Ecuador. Starting five for Italy and Coach Pacheco. They came away with an easy win against Bahrain, and here they go. Spitzu, Tonut, Meli, Molinara, Petrocelli.
39 assists for this team against Bahrain. It wasn't much of a test, but it starts with this group right here. Guys can pass the ball, they can shoot it, right? They play a fluid brand of basketball off of the pass. And things go through Danilo Galiinari. We're talking about a guy that is a mismatch problem. He can stretch the floor when they get into their mid-pick and rolls. He gets into those short roll situations. He can make decisions for them. He has a very nice touch. He uses his leg. He's going to be up against Romero. He's going to be up against some more physical bigs. So he's got to be able to match that intensity tonight. Marcus Pacheco, he's fun. Like, he enjoys this game, plays with passion, coaches with passion.
Gotta love it. Different hairstyle, but the same passion as Javon mentioned. And he's carried it to the sideline, trying to get Italy back to the Olympic Games through the OQTs for the second time in a row. Here's the starting five for Puerto Rico, and a change in the starting five without Jose Alvarado in the backcourt with Tremont Waters.
Yeah, you know, that's an interesting one, but obviously, you know, Italy's a bigger team, so I'd imagine that Puerto Rico wants to go with a bit more size. This is a guard-oriented team. Tremont, Jose Alvarado coming off the bench, but Conditt right here, George Conditt. You know, he's a big-time player, and it's going to be easy for him. Last game against Bahrain, 17 points, 8 rebounds, didn't miss a shot, and it's going to get easy for him because if he just set screens, he rolls and trusts that he's going to receive the basketball, have his hands ready, he's going to be in a position to score the basketball and test the bigs of Italy. Make them defend, roll hard to the basket, and just receive it. You have two tremendous guards that can score the basketball but are willing passers.
Nelson Colon, the head coach, took over this program in 2021. Locally here in Puerto Rico, playing in the BSN. Won a couple championships, 4 to be exact. And he's trying to continue the winning ways now on the national team level. Inside a minute to go. Countdown to tip-off, presented by Tizzo. And let's talk, Javon, about the keys to the game for both these teams. Let's start with Italy. They know what's at stake here. They moved the ball well against Bahrain. Is that the key to this one?
Well, you know, they're going to move the ball naturally, right? So I'm not concerned about them on the offensive end. What the key is for me is they've got to stop the guard play of Puerto Rico, right? They got to make sure that Tremont Waters is not getting into the paint. They got to make sure that Jose Alvarado is not just roaming around. When both those guys get the rebound or they get passes, an outlet pass, they're going to be looking to get up the floor. Got to stop them above the break and not allow them to be comfortable. Deflections are going to be extremely important.
On the other side, Puerto Rico played last night, defeating Bahrain, the largest margin of victory in an OQT. How do they carry over that momentum into a much tougher matchup against Italy?
Well, Italy's going to pass the basketball, right? And the ball on the fly moves much faster than off the dribble. They've got to be this. defense on that backside staying honest on the guys on the perimeter, and he gets himself to the free throw line.
Nico Lamelli drills the first free throw. Fenerbahce last year playing high level in Europe, EuroLeague, after a stint in the NBA. Wants to get back to the Olympic Games. It's Clavel. Romero sets the screen and will roll. Clavel pulls. It's a tough look. Romero right around the basket once again.
Romero's got the touch going now, right? That ball lands in his hands. 2 hands for safety going up. Easy 2.
Pinero comes away with the steal. Puerto Rico running. And Melli cleans up the miss by Pinero. Crowd thought that Melli discontinued his dribble. Officials say play on. Petrocelli, good pass to Melli. They move it one more time. Look at this ball movement from Italy. Molinara pays it off with a 3. That's hard to defend when the ball's moving that way.
And then you get a shot right there. There's no more rotation left. Molinara had all the time in the day. Soft delivery. And all he has to do is make the shot.
Waters' 3 is off the mark. Molinara clears. Spisu. As Molinara, he moves it to the corner. Tonut goes baseline. Another great skip pass. And Petrocelli couldn't pay it off. But you see what Italy tried to do. Get to the paint, drive and kick game. Take some open shots. Waters. Clavel. Spisu did a great job moving his feet that time, staying in front of Clavel. That's good hands by Molinara. Conditt has to put it up at the half court. He hits the top of the backboard. And that's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, you see the difference between the 2 styles of play, right? Puerto Rico, a little bit more off the dribble. They're becoming a bit too stagnant. And Italy, off of their penetrations, they're making sure they get 2 passes out of those scrambles.
Hear the ovation for Jose Alvarado, making his first appearance in this game. Chris Ortiz, the captain, coming off the bench as well. 32 in white. And a nice game against Bahrain. Molinara, that's a great feed to Petrocelli. Probably should have took the shot, and Alvarado picks up a quick first foul. He had foul trouble against Bahrain. That's why he sat so much. And seconds into his first stint here tonight, a quick foul.
Well, this is a little different, right? This is not the NBA. These guys are moving the basketball. There's drive, there's kicks, a lot of movement off of the ball, and you can't fall asleep.
Spisu gets it to the nail. Molinara kicks it out. Melli gets bumped. Fade away. Tough look. It's off the mark. And Ortiz tracks it down. Here's Alvarado. Small backcourt, Alvarado and Waters. Waters, step back. That is cold-blooded. Tonut. Molinara. Spisu attacking. Gets 2 feet in the paint. Molinara, no-look pass to Melli from the corner for 3. And Ortiz skies for the boards. Here's Waters. Hard screen, it's an offensive foul, and Conditt's going to pick up a second foul here early on. Look at the pullback dribble. And Waters says splash.
George Conditt, stop from Puerto Rico. Enter number 21, Alvarado, and number 9, Davon
So
Reed.
Conditt sits, and that will bring Reed, Davon Reed, who's playing his 2nd game for Puerto Rico at the senior national team level. Made his debut against Bahrain, and what a second game to come into. Backing up someone who's in foul trouble, gotta give him some solid minutes here. Toro also on the floor for Puerto Rico, 41 in white. See the turnover battle, tied at 2. Melli, ball fake, Tonut, back to Melli. Nico Mannion on the floor for the first time tonight as well. Melli thought about it, puts it on the deck now. The skyhook once again, left it short. Last touch by Italy will go the other way.
Shot for Italy enters number 54, Alessandro Pajola.
Pajola will check in, as will Danilo Galiinari, who we spotlighted to start the game. Crowd greets him with a chorus of boos.
He's going to have a favorable matchup as well, right? He's matched up with Ortiz. Ortiz a little bit smaller.
Reed waits for Ortiz. Waters, 9 fingers away in. Blows the layup. Mannion will dribble back the other way. Nico Mannion blows right by Alvarado. Alvarado was expecting some help to be there. Mannion for 3. Can't hit. And that rebound is vacuumed in by Torre. Waters is so shifty. He'll take the 3 and make it.
It's a Tremont Waters show. He showed up. He showed up and he's showing out.
First 3 of the night for Tremont Waters. First 3 of the night for Puerto Rico. 0-3 before that one fell. Pajola. Inside to Melli at the nail. Kicks it to Tonu on the baseline. Mannion, nice move. The floater blocked by Reed. Waters. Alvarado will tee up a 3. This crowd wanted that to fall. And it would have blown the roof off this joint. Danilo Galiinari taking his time to get over the timeline. Pajola wants to run a set. He has a size advantage on Alvarado, but not known for his back to the basket. Attack instead. Good Euro step to find 2.
That's tough. That's tough. They ran that Spain action. And Manny was still open at the top. Good job just getting in there, being crafty, finishing through contact.
Going to be Waters. Snakes the triple. Draws 2. Ortiz shot the ball well from 3-point range against Bahrain. Alvarado crosses over. Gets hit. And able to get to Trump.
He said, it's my time. I want a piece of this pie.
You see that right wrist wrapped up. He's nursing that injury, but playing through it. 15-11 to score. Puerto Rico in front. Tonu turns the corner. It's a strong move.
That's a good job by Tonu because they're trying to ice that ball screen, force him left. He took one dribble to shift the defense and then went back right, used the screen, and got to his right hand downhill.
Tonu had 10 points against Bahrain. He's able to get to the 10 at will, really, without size inside. Waters, Ortiz for 3. Can't get it to fall on Tonu. Rebounds the basketball. A stocky guard is Tonu. Doesn't look like someone that will have a quick first step, but he does have it.
Although he has it. He's not afraid to put it up either.
Galiinari attacking on Ortiz, and Ortiz fouls him. That will send Galiinari to the line.
Well, this is what I was talking about right here, right? Mentioning that Ortiz, Galiinari's going to have the matchup against Ortiz. Recognizing right now, got the ball in the post, and right away attacks going over his left shoulder to his right hand. See right here. See Alvarado. Ortiz saying a foul. Felt like he got that chicken wing to the rib. That's just Galiinari, a whole lot of experience. International experience, NBA experience, and a whole lot of grown man strength.
Galiinari finished with 14 points against Bahrain and very efficient. Was perfect from 3-point range, shot 83% from the field overall. As he knocks down the first free throw here, remains 1-point game in favor of Puerto Rico. Galiinari so far for this tournament has done a lot well, but he's only shooting 50% from the free throw line after making that miss. Here's Jordan Howard. He had a terrific game against Bahrain coming off the bench. Played very within himself. And it's going to be very important to Puerto Rico's chances here in this tournament as Alvarado gets fouled.
one thing you can count on Howard to do is shoot that basketball. With those other guards on the floor, Alvarado on the floor, you know, demanding some attention. You can imagine if that ball starts to swing and gets over to him, he's going to knock it down.
The crowd erupted after that foul call because it was the first foul against Italy in this quarter. Meanwhile, Puerto Rico already in the penalty. Alvarado and the referee are also having a discussion as he feels that Manny's being a little bit too handsy. And the steal by Ricci. Ricci goes up, and it's rejected by Toro. And the foul on the other end by Paola. Standing ovation now here in El Choli Arena. Listen to this place. There's the foul behind the play on Paola as he smacked Reed. Back to live action. A 2-second difference between shot and game. Italy with fouls to give. Alvarado beats Mannion, floats it, can't get it to go. Vas has it. Time for Italy to work. As Mannion has to go quickly. Mannion gets it off in time. Left it short. And that's how he ends the first quarter. Physical first quarter. Points tough to come by. And a 1-point lead for Puerto Rico over Italy after the first 10. Here are the stats from the first period of action. Italy struggling from three-point range, as is Puerto Rico. Both teams 1 of 6 from team. It's a 1-point game here in this one. A lot at stake for these two teams. They want to top the group. The winner plays Mexico in the semifinals. The loser will play Lithuania on Saturday night. Here are the best plays from the first quarter.
Backdoor cut, nice pass, great finish. Melly, one to the sky hook, nice finish. Put enough air under it. Pinero, a little shifty, let me show you something. Great ball movement, extra pass, corner three, late rotation, Tremont Marauders. Tanu, would you like this dance?
Emotions running high in this one. 30 more minutes of this, it should be fun. It's Puerto Rico with a 1-point lead here over Italy. The energy in this building, you can feel it. This floor is vibrating every time the crowd rises up. Scan the QR code on your screen right now. Download the app, Courtside 1891. Stream, schedule, scores, and so much more. Not only from this FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament, but the other 3 going on in Europe right now. Semi-final Saturdays coming up, folks. Going to one-on-one, Courtside 1891. To keep up to date with everything that's going on here. The Olympic qualifying tournament. Here's the block by Toro on Ricci. And it's been that type of hustle we've seen on both ends of the floor.
Great chase down, run down, forward in contact, come with that left hand.
Nothing has come easy for either side as we begin the second quarter. Vas has it. Here's Galiinari. He was in his office and it was trouble for Bahrain in game number 1, and he's trouble for Puerto Rico on that possession, counted in the foul.
And that's, you know, just getting it right into that left block, letting him work against a smaller defender, but clearing out. As soon as they made that pass, they cleared and got out of the way, gave him space to work. Galiinari just making a tough play.
Well, you called it as soon as Galiinari checked in, and Ortiz checked in to guard him. You said, hey, Galiinari has a size advantage, and now Galiinari has drawn 2 quick fouls on Ortiz. That brings Romero back on.
Right, and now this is where Galiinari's gonna have to adjust as well, because Romero's coming in. He can match him with physicality. He's a bit bigger of a defender, but is he going to want to come out to the perimeter and guard him, right? So Galiinari he's been around, right? So he understands that there's some gamesmanship here. And small defender, bigger defender. He's a skilled player. Utilize it.
Reed from the corner for three. If that Reed can give them that offensively, it's going to open up so much more for Puerto Rico.
So because at some point, right, if Alvarado keeps finding him, he's knocking down shots, that's going to open up lanes for Alvarado.
It's a 5 on the floor for Italy. It's Galiinari. He'll face up. To your point, Javon, using that face-up game. Right on cue.
Right on cue, right? You change it up. Now you have a more physical defender on you. Squares him up, jab, step, loosen up that one-on-one match a bit, and then not use your length to shoot over top of it.
It's like you know this game or something.
Well, it's just a tap. Somebody might believe me.
Howard weaving through traffic as Galiinari on the switch. Going to his back. Gets it inside for Romero. That's a great effort by Paola. And they're going to say it's going the other way. Last touch by Romero. That effort by Paola did not give up. He was being sealed by Romero, and the pass was on the mark, but a fingertip to it.
Great effort. Galiinari defending and making it a tough pass on the perimeter as well. Not necessarily known for his defense, right, but effort there as well.
Italy in front by 1. Weathered the storm, so to speak. A lot of emotion to start this basketball game. Now they're getting in the flow. Want Galiinari on the block once again. See if Puerto Rico decides to send 2. Single coverage right now as Galiinari finds Ricci with the pass. And that's what makes him so tough down low. He's able to find the open cutter. Alvarado using the Toro screen. Bumps Mannion, left his feet without an idea of what to do with it. It's going to be a travel. 7 assists on 21 points right now for Italy. They're moving the rock.
I'm going to assume right now to go right back to Galiinari. Puerto Rico's going to shrink this floor so much. He's moving that thing quick. We'll probably get a 3 on the weak side.
Paola back to the basket. Ricci running the same set but the opposite side of the floor for Galiinari. Toro switched onto him this time. A little bit more foot speed than Romero. Gets Toro to leave his feet. The foul's on the floor. It's the second team foul. The first on Toro.
Right to that cross screen, got him on the opposite block. Toro, like you mentioned, got that switch. Just the footwork. Shoulder pick and the shoulder pick gets him up in the air. Toro, not as disciplined, and picks up the foul. Galiinari showing a bit of everything right now.
Right now, outside passing. Yeah, it feels like Galiinari's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. And that's coming with the experience that you mentioned. Obviously, he's played on the grand stage, played the NBA for a number of years. The athleticism might not be there. Not like he was an explosive athlete to begin with. But you're starting to see him play with his mind instead of just his body.
No passion. Abbas hits a 3 in the corner. Galiinari fired up.
Alvarado responds with a 3. He's a very emotional player. He can get this crowd fired up as he bangs his first 3 of the night. Abbas again from 3. We talked about it in the game against Bahrain. That's what he's added to his game.
Yes, he's definitely added that. Played him when he was a lot younger. He was at 10-2 at that time. And, you know, a hustle guy. But now just understands how to, where his shots come from. Understands stretching the floor.
Romero over Galiinari, but Galiinari got a piece of it. Abbas has it. Initiating the offense. As Jordan Howard on his back, he's going to back him down. Trying to sneak through 2. Alvarado's going to come up with a steal and push the other way. Alvarado to the rim. And that's what Puerto Rico have. Jose Alvarado, end-to-end speed.
And he's charged up against his basketball. Knows Richie's in front of him. Richie trying to stay vertical. Here you see it. Initiates a contact, concentration, finish.
Jose Alvarado, a self-made player. Came out of nowhere to star for the New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA. This is only his 4th game for the senior national team, as he made his debut in one of the World Cup qualifying windows. So Real first time to shine on the international stage. And here he is again, diving inside. Panero with the finish. JJ Barrera likes it. 6:37 remaining in the second. A 1-point game. Italy leads 27-26. Let's listen in to the Italian hunter.
Conseguir ese ponche en su pasaporte. Aprovechen que descarguen la aplicación digital de nuestro amigo.
Jose Alvarado providing a spark for Puerto Rico here in this one. Panero on the finish, rising above and crushing it home. And that gets Puerto Rico back in this one. They still trail by 1 after that dunk. Coming out of the timeout with 6:37 remaining in the first half. Italy basketball. They'll inbound here with Paola, Melli, Mannion, Galiinari, and now that's off the floor. Where did it go offensively here? They had Galiinari sort of initiate things in the post. Use a ball screen this time. Bass puts it on the deck. Panero on the good switch. 7 to shoot. Mannion looking to go to work on Reed. The foul's called. That was a quick whistle. Crowd's not going to like that, but it's the 13th foul here for Puerto Rico in this quarter.
Yeah, you know what? Reed had the right idea there because Galiinari's going to set the screen. He bumped out of the way so they can't use it. Got that switch. Just picked up a fearless one late. So the right intention there.
Mannion draws 2. Abbas, no hesitation, pulls. This is the 3. Panero, fresh off the dunk, initiating the offense here. Reed, attacking, rejected by Abbas. Mannion had a steam to the rim. Nico Mannion, a blur.
That was just a foot race. I didn't know Alvarado was going to get there before him, but Mannion did a good job in the head.
Paola gets called for the foul, and the crowd reacts. Second team foul now for Italy in this quarter. Howard will sub out. And we'll see Waters and Alvarado in the backcourt for Puerto Rico. Conditt walking back onto the floor as Paola picks up his second foul. Waters will inbound this basketball here, right out in front of us. It's Alvarado, standing on the low. Alvarado for 3. Melli clears. Here's Mannion. Always seems to be in control. Mismatch here for Galiinari. Let's see what he does. That'll be Mannion. Couple jabs, now series of fakes. Great change of speed to find Abbas for the dunk. And Italy rolling now after that timeout.
Just such a high IQ team, right? Mannion gets the ball back, gets Panero in front of him. Everybody spread out, give him the floor to work. He gets right by, and then drops it down for the finish. And very rare, very seldom do you see Italy attack off of the dribble. But everybody recognized, everybody was aware to space out, give him room to work.
Saw the pictures of Carlos Arroyo watching courtside. He's had a couple moves like that in his career. Now watching and cheering on his Puerto Rican squad. Let's listen into their huddles. So Italy weathering the storm, the emotion running high here in El Choli Arena. Fans still filing in, a couple of empty seats. They're jam-packed in this huge arena.
Game.
Yeah, it's the word on the street. And so far, it's been a good one. So let's see how Puerto Rico respond after that Italy surge that led to a timeout. It'll be Waters on the ball, Alvarado, Reed, Romero, and Pinero. That's the 5 on the floor for Puerto Rico. Waters for 3. Can't hit. Romero battling inside, and he gets fouled. Well, there's one thing that you know coming into the game that Ishmael Romero's playing in. His effort will be big.
Always. He's going to get on the boards. He's going to throw his body around. You can see here, not afraid. Who's down there? 3 blue shirts. He fires away.
And it's stuff like that that does not show up in the stat sheet, but it really energizes your club.
Yeah, energizes your club, and it doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but you get the respect of your teammates, right? They know they can always count on you.
Just like that. He commits the offensive foul as Tonuk goes crashing into it. And that's like hitting a brick wall. Definitely moving.
Yeah, you can see him lean, right, trying to give that extra effort. And even on a play like he's going to pick up a couple of those. But what he's doing is trying to get his guys open, right? So you got to appreciate that from him.
That was the 4th team foul now for Puerto Rico in this quarter. The next one will put them in a penalty. Italy knows that. Let's see if they look to attack. Mannion gets the switch on Romero. Galiinari, couple of fakes. Mannion has a bigger Romero on him. Great step back. Can't get it to go on the 3 attempt. Here's Waters. As Italy falls back into its zone. Now they match up. Pinero finds a crease, floats it home.
That's just a good play right there because Melly, he's shrinking that floor on the guard. And that, Pinero just reads that, right? You get that pass, it's a straight line drive to the basket.
Mannion for 3. Nico Mannion drills it. Silences the crowd momentarily. Here's Pinero. That ball slapped out of bounds. So when you're talking about shrinking the floor, explain that for the viewer.
Well, you can see when the ball handler has the basketball. You have 2 big-time guards in Waters and Alvarado. Italy's trying to get the basketball onto their hands. That next defender, the closest defender, is not as concerned with their own matchup, but they're just taking away that driving lane for Tremont Waters, for Alvarado.
Teams with length definitely benefit from being able to shrink that floor indeed.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what Italy does have right now. The best one-on-one defenders, no, but as a team, you're getting some good defense from a team defense on the straight.
Waters pulls back and drills it. It is so hard to guard Tremont Waters on an island. And right now, he's putting on a show here in Puerto Rico. Galiinari, great spin and finish inside. So patient with the up fake.
Melly had his defender just a bit above that half circle. Galiinari reading and taking advantage.
Waters a little bit out of control on that drive. He's behind the play. 5-on-4 opportunity for Italy. And Pinero comes up with the steal. Clavel, Waters from the corner for three. Melly vacuums in the rebound.
And that's good basketball. Missed shot by Waters, but Puerto Rico just 2 passes to that corner. Probably one of the better shots they've had in this quarter.
Spisu, Melly rolling to the 10. Tough layup opportunities. Conditt prevented that one from going in. Crowd wanted to travel on Tonut. No whistle comes. It's Melly. Nice pass inside. And Galiinari gets fouled. They'll go to the line. And they're going to call it on. It seems like it's on Conditt. And if it's on Conditt, it should be his third. It is on Conditt. And Conditt saying, I wasn't the culprit here. Let's see.
Puerto Rico enters number 41.
Could have went either way.
Yeah. You know, the thing is he went airborne and Galiinari was still on the floor. So he looks out of control, looks like he gets him with the body. Now if he'd gone over there with the stayed vertical, he may have gotten away with it.
Now Conditt has to hit the bench with the third foul. Here with 2:21 remaining in the second period. And he is fired up on the bench. Very upset that he has to sit now and watch.
He's going to learn, right? The youngest member of this team at 23 years old. The vet gave that head and shoulder fake and he went up in the air. So whether it's a foul or not, right, it's up to the discretion of the officials. And when you're airborne, you leave it up to them.
While he's the youngest player on this team, he does have a ton of experience in terms of game play with this squad. He's playing in his 27th senior national team game here tonight. Still fired up on the bench. Heated discussion. Head coach Nelson Colon. Chris Ortiz checks back into the game. He and Toro man the front court. Ford, Clavel on the wing, and Waters comes up. Here's Ortiz, the captain. Bodies hit the deck. Crowd wants a whistle. Whistle stays silent. It'll be Clavel. Pulls for three. Off the mark. Tonut skying for the rebound. Just feels like Puerto Rico settling for threes right now.
A bit more off of the dribble, a bit more tough shots. Self-inflicted wounds, though. Whereas you watch Italy, and they're just so patient, working the shot clock. Down to 9 seconds right now.
Look at the ball movement. Petricelli for three. Can't get it to go. He got hit in the face. Play on. Waters will push the other way. He'll take a three. And make it. That's going to lead to a timeout for Italy. 1:32 remaining in this first half. Italy in front, 38-33 over Puerto Rico.
Y yo necesito que esos fanáticos se metan al partido. ¿Dónde está el corillo de Puerto Rico? Deja que se con el defense apoyando a los nuestros, así que vamos arriba. Y yo quiero ver esa bandera, mire, levanta esa bandera bonita. ¿Dónde está el corillo de arriba, el corillo de arriba? Los del segundo nivel.
Basketball legend of FIBA Basketball Hall of Famer, Jose Ortiz. He put in work on this court and now enjoying it as a fan here in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
This 13 assists on their 14 made baskets. On the other hand, Puerto Rico 2 assists on their 14 made baskets. right? So you can just see the difference in play for both teams. One's off the dribble, and one's really working you, moving that thing around.
And a timeout. Let's see what Italy runs. Puerto Rico in the penalty. Can't afford the foul. It's an offensive foul. It's going the other way. Alvarado will pick it up. And that will be the 4th team foul here for Italy. So they are now in the penalty the rest of the way with the 1:22 remaining in the half. Waters crosses the timeline, uses the Pinheiro screen. Waters blows right by Polonara. And Pinheiro with the finish.
That's tough. That's tough. Jamal put that ball between his legs before I could blink, and it made the pass at the same time.
Chance of defense coming in under a minute to play here in the first half. And a 3-point game. Winner tops the group. In the semifinals, they will see Mexico. Loser will see Lithuania on Saturday night. Waters comes away with it. Puts on the speed, splits the D. He was knocked down to the floor, no call. Conditt lays it in. And a timeout for Puerto Rico with 36 seconds remaining in the first half. Crowd not.
Made something happen. Again, there's not much space there, right? He goes between the legs, it's bumped, but he's also going through a tight space, and I don't think the defense had much to do with that.
30 seconds to play in the first half. Waters on the run. 2-for-1 opportunity evaporated. Petrocelli on an island with Waters. Toro comes to screen. They get the switch on Melvin. Waters kicks it. Clavel has to put it up and does for 3. Off the mark, and Conditt skying for the rebound.
That's a good job in the 7-2 to Jamal Waters as the shot clock's winding down.
This shot clock is unplugged. Conditt rejected by Ford. This shot will good if it goes, and that's off the mark from Clavel. And that's how we end a spirited first half. Italy in front, 40-35 after the first 20 minutes of play.
Y hace su entrada nuestro Dusty de la compañía de turismo de Puerto Rico.
You love numbers, we got them for you. Here's the first half stats. Puerto Rico only with the 1 free throw. The crowd would like to see more of that. Italy taking advantage of going to the line. Both teams haven't found the touch from 3-point range, but Italy moving the basketball. Puerto Rico playing a little bit more one-on-one.
Yeah, and I think if anybody's going to find, that 3-point shot, it'll probably be Italy in the second half. By the way they're moving the basketball, they're going to get a lot more open ones, whereas Puerto Rico tends to take a bit more difficult shots off of the dribble. So those ones are Italy moving the ball, if you're getting open shots, and rhythm ones is easier to knock down. That said, Puerto Rico also has some guys that can get hot and get hot quick.
Well, foul trouble has been the bane of George Conditt's existence right now. 3 fouls in the first half. We saw him nailed to the bench. On the other end, Danilo Galiinari came off the bench, providing 10 points. And while he had some 10 points, he just helped the offense move a little smoother.
I was going to say, he only has 10 points, but his 10 feel like 20 because the way he's drawing the attention of the defense. Here you can see, getting over that left shoulder against the small defender Ortiz. Alvarado, kick out, Reed, not now.
We talked about the mismatch here for Galiinari. He was able to take out and face up Romero, and when he had the opportunity to get Ortiz on his back, he did that. Ortiz picked up 2 fouls, and Romero couldn't check him.
Well, how did he start that, right? It was inside first, didn't start on the perimeter, didn't start with jump shots. He had the mismatch against Ortiz, got to the basket early, bringing a bigger defender to match up with him, and then he showed you, his 14, 15-foot game with the jab, step, the pivot. So he's just inside, outside, skilled player, and he's just showing his full arsenal.
On the other side for Puerto Rico, they've had some good looks. Some of them just haven't fallen, but then they've gotten to a little bit of an issue where they played one-on-one, and it feels like everybody wants to have that home run ball.
Yeah, I think, the other thing that Puerto Rico can look at is they played one-on-one, they have the skill to do it, but Italy is really shrinking that floor. They're sending that close defender to try and take away the driving lanes to the guards. And Pinero had 2 attacks off of that. That's something to look at in that second half. Invite that soft double, get it to those guys, you have a running start to the basket.
A good one here. San Juan, Puerto Rico. FIBA OQTs here in 2024. Both these teams know they're playing on Saturday night. They know they're headed to the semifinals. They want to top the group here. Score at the half. Italy up 40-35.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Nice time. What a play. Vintage. Baloncesto Español. Conditt. Hammers high. Aaron Conditt. Drills the 3. College basketball, 1 year under his belt. Here goes Hezonia. Oh boy. That was a layup drill.
High percentage, starts the game 0 for 3. Said, you know what, let me get to the rim.
Only trailing by 12. And penetrates, goes in, gets rejected. Well, Jeremy Sohan with the denial.
They're happy to let the shot clock tick down. Brownlee pulls up and gets the F1 on top of the triple. Justin Brownlee comes up clutch. Aguila and Tamilo hugging on the bench. Tima can't believe it.
Look at him. Oh.
Volleyball spike, Francis Kupo. He wants to lob.
Here he goes. Wow. And look at the masses in the crowd.
The biggest cheerleader here.
doesn't mess around, takes it deep, he ties it! Sheely! What a finish this was. Unbelievable from Sheely. Vakas, talk like about to expire, and there's Vakas, the lob. Oh my goodness, you cannot be serious! And there's Vakas and Duarte jawing at each other. Well, the Souza pulls and crumbs here. Once Gakko, times have we seen this showing up? Here comes the Souza. Oh, baby! Boa noite. Good night, Silvio de Souza. I tell you what, we have seen some exciting plays right now here at this FIBA OQT, but Silvio de Souza just put Jaime Perdilla on a poster. Obrigado. That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Back we are here at the El Choli Arena. 12,000 plus rocking this building here, the largest indoor venue in San Juan, Puerto Rico. They are seeing a close one, a 5-point game here at the half, in large part in favor of Italy because of this man, Danilo Galiinari, coming off the bench providing 10 points. You see the 5 free throws. He's been able to get to the line and cause some foul trouble for the Puerto Rican bigs.
Not only foul trouble, just wreaked a lot of havoc for Puerto Rico, right? He went inside, he went outside, and he slowed down the game for Italy because they gave them a target, gave them something to work through, and it wasn't on the perimeter, right? They went inside to him early, took advantage of the matchup that he had. You get the switch of a bigger defender, Romero, then he brought you out a bit. And also a guy that's making some passes for his teammates as well, making plays. So when you have, it gives you another dimension when you can play through somebody that's not just a guard. That's not a guard. You can get inside. Because now you're forcing the defense to collapse. You're getting all the eyes, all the attention of the 5 players on the floor. And it creates so much of an advantage for you.
See where he got his points on that shot chart. All green, no red dots means he hasn't missed from the field yet. Only the 1 free throw missed to boot. On the other side, it's been Tremont Waters. He's made some tough buckets and caused defenses to get a little nervous when they catch him out on the line.
Take this dance. Would you like this dance? Yes, he's been out here and playing with a passion, right? You can see he's playing spirited basketball. Does not want to lose to this Italian team. And it's not just he's making fancy or, you know, cute plays. It is, he's trying to elevate it, invigorate it, energize his squad. You can see every time the boys that he plays with, you know, he'll score a basket, he'll make a play. But every time back on defense, he's looking up at the score clock. He's looking up to check time, score, you know, foul count. So I'm just a heady player, a smart player. 10 points for him, 4 for 11. Not great shooting the basketball right now. But again, the tough shots that Puerto Rico is taking is a contributing factor to that.
So you see Waters' shot chart here on your screen. Ron mentioned he's taking a lot of tough shots. He's made a couple tough ones, but he leads team in scoring. 10 points. In a 5-point game, 40-35 to score. Here, moments away from the second half. The winner will move on to the semifinals and take on Mexico. We saw that game earlier today. It was a battle. Mexico and Cote d'Ivoire in a winner-go-home game. Paul stole the show. Yeah, was terrific in that game. The top scorers for Italy, Galiinari, Abbas, and Manny. And Mexico very confident after winning that game against Cote d'Ivoire. You ask them who they would rather play, I think the answer would be it doesn't really matter.
Their confidence is so sky high. You know, after the game, Paul Stoll came over to us and he said, I'm in a one-game situation, I choose me. I believe in myself. We spoke with Coach after the game, and he shared the same sentiment.
Coach McDowder, I said, see you Saturday. He said Sunday too, meaning Saturday the semifinals. Sunday, he also expects to be in the final game for a ticket to Paris. Here's Danilo Gallinari's numbers. Perfect from the field, 2 rebounds, 10 points, double figures coming off the bench for this Italian squad. And when you have your star player come off the bench to just give a different look, no ego amigo, he just plays basketball, and that's what you want out of the NBA guy on your national team.
That's so much humility, right? If he can put his humility aside, and Alvarado came off the bench in Puerto Rico as well. If those guys are putting their humility aside and putting their ego aside and, you know, getting on the floor and laying it on the line, then everybody else can. The other 11 guys on that team have to be able to come out and do exactly what you need of them, whether it's diving on a loose ball, whether it's coming up with the offensive rebound. Even if you don't get a shot, right, the impression that you have on the game and the presence that you have on the game has to be there.
Saw the game leaders for Puerto Rico, Tremont Waters, leading the way with 10 points and counting. And the crowd is rising to their feet because Ali Hassan from Bahrain has entered the building. He became a fan favorite here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Bahrain going 0 for 2 in their 2 games. But Puerto Rico has fallen in love with this player, and he's about to walk right behind us here in the arena. He's stopping to take pictures with the fans. If you're wondering why they went, there was a random ovation. A legend now here at the FIBA OQTs is Ali Hassan. The crowd tries to take selfies with him. This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
I would not be surprised if he's in the BSN this year, this upcoming season.
Yeah. There's a good chance. There's a good chance for Ali Hassan. He's playing in the Bahraini Pro League, stopping by here at the desk with us as we're moments away from the start of the second half.
Because that man sells out the box office.
By the way, he is not paying for a meal the rest of the time he's here in San Juan.
I'm with him. Anybody asks, I'm with you, Hassan. I am with you.
He's not waiting in line. He's not paying for a meal. Just first-class treatment all around. Moments away from the start of the second half here in El Choli Arena. 12,000 plus have made their way down here for a huge game. Italy and Puerto Rico played together, played before many times, 14 times to be exact. Puerto Rico got the first win way back when, way before our time, by the way.
Yeah.
And Italy has dominated this matchup ever since. As you see the Ali Hassan showing love to the folks at San Juan, Puerto Rico. And they erupted the moment he walked in. And listen to this place. An MVP chant for someone who's not even playing into the game, playing in the game. You can only get this stuff on the Courtside 1891 app. Stream, schedule, scores, and so much more. Go ahead and download the app right now. Scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you right to your app store, either the Google Play or the Apple Store. All right, so let's refocus now on the task at hand. It's a 5-point game. Italy knows what they have to do to get through the next 20 minutes. What does Puerto Rico have to do to get back into this game?
Well, Puerto Rico's got to find an answer to Galiinari, right? Whether they can start setting a double team, whether they can't allow him to get those deep low post catches because he's just tearing them apart there.
Italy had 14 assists in that first half. They finished with 39 assists in game number 1 against Bahrain. We'll start with a Puerto Rican possession. Alvarado, who started on the bench, kicked this game off, will start the second half with the rock. A small backcourt. Romero has it at the nail. Going to work right around Melli. He's fouled to go to the line. So Coach Carlos Colon has gone to this two-headed monster inside with Romero and Conditt playing together. In previous tournaments, it was one or the other. And here we are here at the Olympic qualifying tournament. And he goes into the Twin Towers inside. You've seen now a game and a half. You like it?
I do. I do. I think it gives you a bit more toughness. It gives you a bit more physicality. And I'm old school, right? So give me some more size, give me some twin towers, and play some more traditional basketball.
Romero not the greatest of free throw shooters. Shot 60%. BSN season, excuse me. What's impressed me about going to the two bigs is that it allows Conditt now to step out and show that he's evolved his game and play more on the perimeter. Then you have them defensively to protect the rim.
Well, I think with having those two bigs, you look at Italy's lineup. You have Galiinari, you have Melli, so you have to match them with some size.
It's Galiinari spinning inside. Melli has it. Spissu. Conditt frees himself for three. Off the mark, Melli tapped it out, but right into the hands of Alvarado. Alvarado up top. Got tapped away. He was looking for Romero. Conditt, what a cross. Petruccelli. Spissu inside. At the nail is Galiinari. He'll set the screen now. Heavy one. And roll to the basket. Melli open for three. Splash. No. In and out.
Look good.
It
looked good, and you have to take it. There's no rotation over there. Great pass by Galiinari.
Speaking of great passes, Waters with the bounce to Conditt. And maybe that gets him going. He was nailed to the bench with foul trouble. He has 3 fouls.
3 assists to Tremont Waters. Good job by Conditt running the floor. Those guys just run and be ready.
Alvarado draws the offensive foul. Look at the turnover. Here's the pass from Waters. Conditt with the finish.
77, John Petruccelli.
Head above the rim on that one. Alvarado with Spissu on his back. Pinero for the lead. Off the mark. Spissu in the front court. Petruccelli uses the Melli screen. Melli rolls. Pinero got there. It's an offensive foul. A great job by Pinero getting to that spot and drawing the charge. Coach Cologne loves it. Here it is on the replay.
Right here. Games like this, star players are going to be star players, but the difference is always going to be in those auxiliary pieces. How are they going to show up? Pinero taking that charge right there is a prime example.
Puerto Rico with a chance to take the lead on this possession. It's Alvarado. Was looking for Romero. Romero wasn't looking for the basketball. It's the second time those two haven't connected on that opportunity in the two-man game. Second turnover in this quarter alone.
3 turnovers for Alvarado right now. One right before that was just a little careless, a little loose with the basketball.
Romero standing his ground against Galiinari. Galiinari with that dirt shot hit it.
There's nothing you can do there. Right? Hit Romero with a chicken wing, but then falls and fades off of that back foot, that left foot, using his length, using his size.
Alvarado for 3. Crowd rises to their feet here. Ball called on Conditt. That will reset the shot clock back to 14.
Good job with the kick, but also this play, the defensive possession here is won by Romero, just making it difficult for Galiinari to get a touch.
Conditt with 10 to shoot now. Wants to switch on Conditt. Conditt playing with 3. Conditt has him on an island. Alvarado comes up with the block. Alvarado for 3.
Vamos a ver. Bueno, primero papá. Primero papá. Dale papá, baila papá.
Uno, dos, tres.
Ahora que se prepare bien.
Un bailecito.
Ahora va. ¿Cuántos?
Oye, yo creo que esto está más que claro. Una bulla papillito.
Jose Alvarado putting a cap on a 9-2 run for Puerto Rico. And they take a 2-point lead here in the third quarter. 6:54 remaining in the period. And Alvarado says, I'm here. I'm him. Let's go. Italy coming out of the timeout. Paola on the floor. Spisu remains, so Galiinari, Melli, and Petrocelli to make up the 5. Here's Paola. Melli. Good ball fake and attacking. He gets fouled. They'll go to the line for 2. Italy doing a good job of when they're creating that switch on whether it's Romero or Conditt, they're attacking them right away.
They don't do anything out of two dribbles, right? It's 2 people's max for moving basketball.
And it's really forced Romero or Conditt to come weak side, and they're picking up foul after foul. Both of them have 3 fouls. Conditt remains on the floor. Romero will sit. That brings Chris Ortiz back onto the floor as Melli hears it from the crowd. Misses the first. Normally a reliable free throw shooter. Shot 80% this season. Rattles home the second. He's been in environments like this, playing in the EuroLeague for Fenerbahce. He knows what it's about. Waters. Try to throw it up top for Ortiz. That's a great breakup at the rim. Italy, Paola. Galiinari left alone. He'll take the 3. Off the mark. Melli, great position inside, and he's going back to the line.
Now you asked me earlier why I like 2 bigs on the floor. Right, you have one that can stretch the floor and still somebody on inside positioning to come up with the basketball.
Melli did his work early that time and was rewarded. He was deep in the paint. Here it is. Alvarado's going to get called for the foul. Got his money's worth that time. Second team foul in the quarter for Puerto Rico. Nico Mannion checks back into the game for Italy. And Petrocelli will hit the bench. Melli went 1 of 2 from the line the last trip. And again, misses the first of 2. As a player, what gets into your head after you miss that first free throw?
I gotta make the second one. They put so much more pressure on that second one.
Missed them both. Pinero skying for the rebound. Ball looks sweaty as Waters had to wipe his hands on his shorts after he touched the rock. Ortiz. As Conditt puts it on the floor. Good move. Seems to be playing free even though he has the 3 fouls. Chance at defense now, rocking this building. It's Mannion. Uses the Melli screen. Melli rolls, kicks. Great ball movement. Paola for 3. Air ball. Still time on the shot clock. That ball goes out of bounds. We'll go the other way. Can hardly hear the whistle in the building.
Oh, right, that's another tough one by Italy. 4 for 16 from the 3-point line. You can't get better shots than that, right? Inside, kick out, extra pass. Just got to be able to knock those ones down. And you got to take them, all right? Make till you miss, shoot till you make till you miss.
Here's that last play by Conditt.
Big basket.
It feels like he catches the ball and realizes, hey, Melly's on me. He can't guard me out there on the perimeter.
But he believes in himself. That's one thing you have to give Conditt credit about. Doesn't matter who's in front of him. He trusts his skill set.
Tremont Waters. And it's to Panero. Waters gets it back, uses the Ortiz screen. Ortiz puts it right on the deck, and he's fouled by Galiinari. So in the first half, it was Puerto Rico getting into foul trouble early. Here's Italy now in this quarter, just picking up their 4th team foul. The next one will put them in the penalty.
Think about it. Puerto Rico only shot 1 free throw in that first half. There's 12,000 people in this building. Right, that puts a little bit more pressure on the 3 officials. The invisible 6th man on the floor.
By the way, they called that one in the act. So Chris Ortiz, the captain of this team, will go to the line. Knocks down the first. Ortiz, one of the many players on this Puerto Rican national team who plays right here in Puerto Rico in the BSN. He's never appeared in an Olympic Games. Love to get there. He was terrific in the World Cup. Goes 1 or 2 from the line. 4-point advantage for Puerto Rico. Mannion skips across the timeline. Payola gets fouled by Panero. Panero with his palms to the sky, wondering what he did wrong.
First personal foul number 0, Isaiah Pinheiro, sophomore. Italy enters number 17.
Swiping that right hand. He got there. Right, he got there. It was in great defensive positioning.
It really was. Mannion reaching on the floor now. Kept his pivot. Spisu for 3. That's a big shot. No time to celebrate as Waters scouts back the other way. High ball screen that time. Ortiz, he can make that look, but he couldn't catch it cleanly. It's the switch they want. Crowd rises to their feet. Waters. Conditt flying in. Missed it. Spisu comes away with it. Galiinari wants it. Couldn't find it. Here's Ricci. Bone crunching screen. The free Mannion for 3. Wow. Ricci may not score a ton, but his screening frees up the shooters a ton on this Italy offense. There he is trying to defend, and Conditt puts it in, and he'll go to the line for 1 more. Conditt has made up his mind here in this 3rd period. I'm going to the rack.
He's just trusting his guards, right? They're laying that ball for him. He's catching it, soft hands, good job finishing. But he's rolling, getting ahead of Ricci on those screens. As big as he is, he's still quick, still swift, right? Gets below Ricci. He just has to wait. That basketball's coming. You credit those guards because they're putting enough on that ball so that all he has to do is catch in his stride, not think, not make any other decision, but put the ball at the rim.
And that's learned behavior for a guard, right? You got to be able to pass using that ball.
Especially for those 2 guards that are crafty, they can score. They've seen every defense, right? They know that the bigs are hard hedge on them. They know that teams are going to try and push them over the screens. So for them to be better, they have to read the defense. Not only the big stepping up on them, but the weak side defenders.
Someone entered early, so Conditt will get another shot. Fonseca looks on. Conditt completes the 3-point play. Some tense faces in the crowd. In a 1-point game here in San Juan. Jordan Howard checks into the game. He was very quiet in the first half. This is some important minutes here with 4:08 remaining in the period. As he plays alongside Alvarado on the backcourt. Mannion turns the corner. Saw bodies, so pulls back out. Finds Galiinari across court. Ortiz bodies him up. Galiinari bulldozing his way to the rim. Can't get it to go. What a rebound by Ortiz, and then it slipped out of his hands. The ball seems a little bit wet. Players are starting to double catch it a little bit.
A lot of these guys are playing so hard, sweating, and you can see as they get into the rack, they have to protect that basketball extra hard, so a lot of that ball gets sweaty off of those jerseys. prime example. He tucks it like a fullback into the
Galiinari will sit. Polonara will come back onto the floor for Italy. And here he is on the ball. There's a fresh 14 since Ortiz touched it before going out of bounds.
Now we got a 2-3 zone for Puerto Rico.
Spisu trying to shoot them out of it. Can't. Ricci finds an offensive board. Mannion for three. Can't get that to go. And Conditt clears. Howard doesn't have numbers, so he wants to slow the pace down a bit. Alvarado. Reed. Howard. Baseline drive. Kicks. It's Ortiz. Inside they go to Conditt. Crowd wants Conditt to shoot. He does. He puts it in. What a quarter for Conditt. Starting to flex his muscle here. 7 points in this quarter alone. That three no good by Polonara. He was looking for a foul. Alvarado wanted to throw it and lost control of the basketball. Polonara is going to pick up the offensive foul. Smart play by Conditt with 3 fouls. He is locked into this basketball game right now. And he's saying, I'm here. He is here. He's here in this game. He's here mentally. It's an incredibly smart play.
You know, he did not bite on Mannion's fake. And then you see that he was going to drop it off for Polonara to set up shop, picking up that charge.
Second foul on Polonara. That one put Italy to the limit. Howard to Conditt. 3 jerseys around. It doesn't matter. JJ Barea says, I wish I had that height when I played.
I know Hassan's in the building, but we might hear some MVP chants for Conditt.
Mannion with 8 to shoot. Polonara has a big mismatch. Ricci puts it on the deck. He's open for 3 now, Ricci. Splashes it home and says, calm down.
Calm down. Those two have some really good connection. Almost a decade ago, I remember playing against both of them in Italy. They were both playing for Casa Poselengo at that time, so they've been teammates for some time.
Showed right there, the chemistry shining bright. Great steal by Spisu. Mannion's going to get an easy 2. Tying the game back up. The boys of Italy showing up right now here in this third. Howard weaving. Reed for 3. Ricci pulls down the board. That's a great block out by Ricci. Wide body. Mannion. Great change of speed. Can't get it to fall though. Alvarado, speaking of speed. Tiptoeing along the baseline. Conditt has it. Ortiz is open for a second. Conditt now wants some space to go to work. Ball screen for Alvarado for 3. Points and counting for Jose Alvarado. Under a minute to play here in the third period. It's Mannion to the rack, and he's fouled. Conditt just picked up his 4th foul.
You know, the scary part for Italy is Alvarado, you alluded to it earlier, he's such an emotional player. But as this crowd continues, these 12,000 Puerto Rican fans get into this game. Here you see Mannion using that screen. Just attacks Conditt. Alvarado gives up on the play there. Just passes him off to Conditt. Mannion doing a good job attacking. It's my point earlier is Alvarado plays to this crowd of 12,000 fans that are in this arena. He gets bigger and bigger. He becomes a giant, right? And that for Italy, I would do everything in my power to keep this crowd out of this game because that man is going to turn this thing up.
Mark this down. George Conditt did not score in that first half. He's come alive here in the third quarter with 11 big points, but he just picked up his 4th foul with 42.8 seconds remaining in the third. Still a 2-point advantage for Puerto Rico. They have a 2-for-1 opportunity here on this possession. Alvarado inside. Ortiz powers up, then gets stripped and commits a foul. And that's going to send Italy to the line. Not a smart foul in that moment for Chris Ortiz, the captain. Playing in his 35th game for the senior national team. And now Ricci toe the line. Olympia Milano man. Lega A. Drills the first free throw. Someone you played against?
Yes.
Had the pleasure of running into a couple screens by him.
Just a couple. Not to mention we ran into each other in the hallway here. He reminded me of them beating us in the semifinals. It's over a decade ago. Yeah, I do remember. And those screens. I still have the after effects.
You don't lose your competitive edge at all.
I wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
I can't play him. Too out of shape.
I don't think fighting him would be a good answer either. He's a big boy. Here he is guarding Alvarado. Reed has it, 3 to shoot. Reed at the nail. Can't get it to go, and that's how we'll end the third quarter. An opportunity to lock in the first spot in Group B. And we end the third quarter the same way we start the basketball game, in a tie.
El que se sepa la respuesta de esta área, yo necesito que suba la mano bien alta y se va a llevar un curibán para que explore.
30 minutes gone. Here are the stats. The first 3 frames of play in a tie game. And also a look at the best plays from this third as Conditt got things going in that third period. 11 points in the frame alone. But he also picked up his 4th foul. And you wonder how long he'll stay on the bench in the 4th. In a very tight game, especially as he's had it rolling. On the other side, Italy has just weathered the storm. Every time Puerto Rico feels like a tidal wave coming at you, it's been Italy that's been able to respond. In the first half, it was Galiinari who gave him 10 points. He now has 12 overall. But Nico Mannion, quietly with 11 points in this game, has made some big-time plays to keep things afloat for Italy.
Just understanding picking their spots, right? When Galiinari had the ball going, had it going, they were going to it. Mannion just understood, okay, they've adjusted, they're being a bit more aggressive, and really bumping Galiinari. Well, these are my spots, these are my opportunities, whether it's in transition, whether it's in the half court, right? Just savvy, smart plays. But here we are, 0-0. 10 minutes to play. Shot at number 1 spot.
Number 1 spot indeed in Group B. Saw the QR code flash across your screen. If you missed it, just head over to your app store and get the Courtside 1891 app. Home for FIBA Basketball. It'll be Italy basketball to start the 4th. And they'll send out Polonara, Abbas, Ricci, Mannion, and Payola. Puerto Rico will counter with Waters, Toro, Howard, Reed, and Ortiz. It's Mannion. Ricci rolling, kicks to the corner. Abbas for 3. It's a good look. Unable to make it. Formation of the 5 on the floor right there on your screen. This is Toro on the run. Howard, we haven't seen him come off a couple pin downs yet. If he was able to catch that cleanly, I feel like that one was going up. Ortiz hammers it home. Great pass by Waters. Molinara, another offensive foul. This time Howard takes it.
Third personal foul on number 33, Akile.
His third personal foul, his second offensive foul in the game. And Nico Lamelli will check into the game. Look at Howard.
Yeah, it's a good job by Howard. As Paulo's going through, he reads the penetration there, got caught off guard. Reads the penetration from Molinara. He just sets up shop, but that's great awareness because he didn't follow his man through and open up that lane for Molinara.
Smart court awareness there. Here's Howard. Trying to get him going. It's the second time they ran that. And they say it's last touch by Howard. We're going the other way. Crowd doesn't agree. Most of them signaling to go to the challenge. We haven't seen a challenge yet here in Puerto Rico. The officials have been getting it right. And that time it looks like it was last touch by Italy, so we might see our first challenge here. Coach Colon thinking about it. Really pull the trigger. It's too late. In a close game like this, every possession matters. Ayola with Howard on his back, bumping inside. The foul's called. It's on the floor. As a player, do you feel that? In terms of every possession being so valuable in a close game like this?
Especially when the clock is winding down the game like this, it's goal. Every possession feels like it's the last possession. You often see the guys with the most experience, they tend to stay the calmest in those scenarios because they've been there time or two, right?
I've been showing you the handle and the step back.
That's not a good shot. That's not the shot they wanted.
Ortiz vacuums it in. It's the first time you really saw Italy go one-on-one in a possession.
Flashes of the older box.
Waters to the corner. Ortiz let it go as Ricci tapped it. So we'll stay here with 8 to shoot. As Colon pulls up 6 fingers as he calls this set. Let's see what they develop. 8-11 left in a 2-point game. Waters just got it in and threw it away. Had to get it in bounds. Sometimes it's better to just take a dead ball turnover, isn't it?
Would have been absolutely, but they've got to give him a target.
Because it winds up being a dunk from Melli on the other end.
Compound that issue there. Melli just runs down the court. Nobody, no defense, no resistance, anything.
Melli with 7, ties the game. It's the 7th time we've been tied tonight. Waters, deep 3. Off the back iron. First possession. Clavel has it. Clavel in his bag. Waters, not afraid to pull from there. Knifing his way through. Clavel for 3. Shot clock expiring.
That is tough.
Inside, finds Melli, reaches open for 3, but Melli takes it himself. He wanted the foul call. Ortiz clamps down the rebound. Waters needs help. They just get it over the timeline. The crowd wanted Ortiz to pull. Smart play there. Run your set. Get a good look. Clavel just hit a 3. Adds the rock. Clock winding down again for Clavel. Toro keeps it alive. Fresh 14 for Puerto Rico. Waters now with the clock winding down. Can't get it to go. Battling for the rebound. Last touch by Mannion. Will stay here. Zeko wants to review it. And we'll have our first review here in Puerto Rico in the FIBA OQTs. 6:22 remaining in the fourth. Be able to eavesdrop in on the conversation over at the scores table. Crowd reacting because they can see exactly what you see at home on the big screen here in the arena. Officials come to a decision. Let's go to the table. Call stands, Puerto Rico basketball. Feels like it could do with an easy possession. Where do you go right now if you're Puerto Rico?
I want the ball right back in Alvarado's hands.
Number 8, Galiinari.
And Waters has been able to break down the defense when he does get the ball in his hands. Attacking the switches especially. So here he is. Alvarado back on the floor, has it. Mannion watching him. Sweeps through, gets to the lane. Counted and a foul.
Man, he just left himself loose, right? Got that hand too low. Alvarado, the savvy player, sweeps low, attacks, contact, concentration. Bucket.
Chance of Jose as Alvarado splashes in the free throw. Turns in the chance of defense. 20 points and counting for Alvarado. Lavelle was holding on to Galiinari's shorts. He picks up the foul. It is his second team foul for Puerto Rico here in the fourth.
First personal foul, number 24, Jan Lavelle.
Spisu will inbound the basketball. He has Melli right there. Paola on the floor with Ricci and Galiinari. Galiinari driving. Ricci, tough layup, not there. Rebound Waters. Alvarado, pull back three. Crowd wanted a foul call as Galiinari came up with a great block on that three-point attempt by Alvarado. That's Waters getting in there to knock the ball out of play. Stefano Tonucci will check back into the game for Italy.
So for Italy, enters number 7, Stefano Tonucci.
Who comes off the floor for Italy? Still 5 players on it. Finally, Ricci will trot off. It's a small lineup right now for Italy for the first time in the game.
Well, you know, Puerto Rico's gone with a smaller lineup with Waters, Lavelle, and Alvarado. Coach Second making that adjustment there.
Spisu. Melli tees up the three. Alvarado skies for the board. Waters has it now in the front court. It's the horn set. Goes the way of Toro. That's Alvarado from the corner. He is some kind of player, isn't he?
8 assists.
Spisu for 3. Silences the crowd.
Marco Spisu.
That's a big shot by Spisu. 4:32 remaining in the game. Winner tops Group B and plays Mexico in the semifinal. The loser will see Lithuania on Saturday night. Alvarado wants to dance. That pass would have been too tall for even Zach Edey to catch. Alvarado knew it. That's the gift and the curse of playing with that type of emotion. Sometimes we're a little too fired up. Let's see how Italy attacks him on defense. It's Spisu. Inside, Melli with a great catch. Payola sets his feet, now drives. Spisu hit a three, he'll drive instead. Poked out of his hands, and a foul is called. You cannot hear the whistle here, so that shot won't count. The foul was way before that look. As Spisu's on the ground, Alvarado holding the back of his head underneath the basket. And the foul is on Toro.
Puerto Rico enters number 1, George Conditt.
Alvarado still in pain on the floor. Finally getting helped off the deck. It'll take a while right now to clean up the wet spots on the court. Exactly 4 minutes left in this game. That was the third team foul, by the way, for Puerto Rico. Let's look at it here. Ooh. Right on the right ankle, it looked like, or knee. That got jammed for Alvarado.
So he grabbed his knee on that.
Yes, there it is.
Extension there. You know he's tough. Standing and trying to shake it off. That's all. That's a good sign.
The adrenaline is running right now, so I doubt he'll leave the game. 13 foul for Puerto Rico. FIBA Basketball with a fresh 14. Spisu from the corner. Can't hit. Strong rebound inside. Payola. That will keep possession. Spisu. Melli. Galiinari. That's a 2. And he hits it. A long 2 for Galiinari.
Galiinari.
Back to a 4-point game. Conditt back on the floor with the 4 fouls. Waters for 3. Not a great shot. Spisu now dribbles in the front court. Spisu will tee up the 3. Can't hit. Ortiz tying in for the rebound. Tense moments on both sides. 3:10 remaining. Chance at topping Group B here in Puerto Rico. Alvarado for 3.
There's some connection there. There's some connective fabric there. Right, they run that action, and Waters right away, he knows exactly where he's going. Comes off that ball screen, and Alvarado's at the weak side, the other side, the other 45. He zips that thing right over there to him. His 9th assist. And Alvarado with his 26th point. Just smart, knowing where the hot hand is. Alvarado relinquishing some of the ball handling duties, just knowing that Trevon's going to find him, trusting one another, and everybody else following suit.
See the minutes played for the starting 5 for Italy. Melli topping that table at 26 minutes. Molinara and Petrocelli and at 13. It's been a struggle for them to stay on the court in this one. But a good timeout here for Coach Potseko, and an important timeout for Coach Potseko. He has 1 left in the game. And there's still plenty of time in this basketball game as we take a look at that last 3 from Alvarado. The wrist is taped, but it's feeling good tonight as he strokes another 3. The crowd loves it.
6 for 9 from the 3-point line, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Seems like the follow-through's fine, the rhythm is fine. Just trusting that that ball is going to be delivered, and the shooting pocket of Trevon Waters is doing a heck of a job with that. Those 9 assists.
2:59, and this is why you want to host an event here in your home country. Stakes at hand, a chance to go to the Olympic Games. 12,000 plus rocking in here in the El Choli Arena, biggest indoor venue on the island. 71-64. The home team leads. How does Italy respond? Galiinari. Rejected by Conditt. Alvarado's fouled by Paola, trying to slow the tempo down. A good foul by Paola. It's only the third team foul here in the fourth. But what a block by Conditt. Playing with the 4 fouls. Here it is.
See here, surveying the court, timing, patience.
It's the 4th block in this game for Puerto Rico. Conditt, good catch and finish. Galiinari gets Conditt to jump. He slipped on the court. Good to see he's okay, but he's walking slowly back on defense. Here's Clavel. Important possession here for Puerto Rico. 2 minutes to play. 2:02, and the referee is going to take a quick timeout to allow Galiinari to get off the floor. He did the splits on the other end. We got to make sure he's okay. He was holding his knee as he leaves the game. We hope he's okay. We know that they play on Saturday, so the rest day will help, but long term, you got to worry about his health. 2 legends right there in that camera shot. Crowd reacts. What a backcourt pairing those two would be. If they were playing right now, they still look in shape. Conditt has 13 points in this half. Make it 15. George Conditt slams it home and fires up this crowd. Largest lead of the game for Puerto Rico. Spisu for 3. Ortiz clears. Gave it away. Spisu to the rack. Counted and the foul. Italy still alive. A bad pass cross court. And Spisu ready. Went right to the rim. Took the hit. He'll go to the line for one more. By the way, that was the last foul to give for Puerto Rico. They are now in the penalty the rest of the way. Important free throw here for Spisu. There's only a couple of possessions left in this game. You've got to maximize every one. Spisu splashes home the free throw. Now Italy looks to get a stop on defense. It's Clavel. Comes across the timeline. What time on the shot clock do you go if you're Puerto Rico?
You gotta go as early, as late as possible. Place in Italy for a second.
Waters to the corner. It's a 2.
Work the clock.
Basketball Hall of Famers can appreciate that one. 10-point lead for Puerto Rico. Now it's 3. And they got a foul, and they do. And Alvarado dancing for the crowd. Fired up here in San Juan. This is FIBA Basketball. You gotta love it. Had their last foul to give. They gave it under a minute to play in a 10-point game. Conditt steals it, and that's going to count on the goaltend. 8-point game now. Still enough time here for Italy. Loser plays Lithuania. Winner plays Mexico on Saturday night in the semifinals. Bell will inbound. Ortiz has it. Get it across the timeline just in time. That's Italy foul now. They're going to play it out as Alvarado has it. Alvarado looking to put the nail in the coffin. Deep three. Hey! Hey! Jose Alvarado. Nasty in San Juan. Ricci for three. Alvarado has it. And it's celebration time in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Clavel is three off the mark, and that's how we'll end this basketball game. The host nation 2-0, 2 wins away from a trip to Paris. 80-69 the final. Party time here in El Cholo. Stats from a terrific game. Italy ice cold from three-point range. Puerto Rico made them when they needed to. And that man was special tonight. Jose Alvarado playing his fourth game for the Puerto Rican senior men's national team. And a legendary performance here at home with 29 big points.
29 big ones. Wow. A couple dance moves to go with it. So out there having fun.
So we know the matchups for Saturday night. It's Puerto Rico taking on Mexico. It's Lithuania taking on Italy. Europe v. Europe. Caribbean v. Caribbean. I can't wait. 4 teams left. But only one moves on to Paris and the Olympic Games. A little bit of a passing of the torch right there, baby. 2 great guards greeting each other. Jose Alvarado coming over to greet Carlos Arroyo, who's a big part of this program, this national team. AJ Barea also courtside. Alvarado looks like he wants to get out on the court and play.
He's ready. He's ready.
Arroyo, excuse me, looks like he wants to get on the court and play. AJ Barea, who coaches in the BSN now, the local league here in Puerto Rico. Appreciate the effort he saw tonight and knows what's at stake. 2 wins away from Paris. What an atmosphere, 12,000 plus in this arena. And many won't forget what tonight felt like. And if you feel like tonight was special, wait till Saturday night when it's Puerto Rico and Mexico. And by the way, 13 straight losses against Italy, that's over with. That's behind them now. Puerto Rico finally getting one back. Finito. Here's the best plays from the 4th quarter. Enjoy them. These fans certainly are. Well, Puerto Rico and Mexico will do battle. Give me your early thoughts on what that matchup could look like in the semifinal.
That's going to be a guard-to-guard matchup. And high intensity, high volume, high fast pace. The first team to slow the other down wins. But that's going to be high octane. And Paul Stahl, he did a terrific job earlier today. But he's going to have his hands full because it's not one guard. There's 2 of them. You got Alvarado, you got Tremont Waters, and both those guys really complement each other. They pair well. One is going to fire you. Tremont with 12 assists tonight. And Alvarado, 29 big ones with a couple dance moves that we could all learn from.
The other matchup is Europe against Europe, 2 teams that know each other very well. Italy taking on Lithuania. Lithuania hasn't really clicked the way they wanted to. Maybe this loss for Italy will wake them up a little bit more. they know they're still just 2 wins away from getting to Paris and having the ultimate goal be in front of them. What do you see in that one?
Well, first of all, we hope that Galiinari is healthy and will be able to play in that game. Right, he went out the game late in the fourth. So best wishes to him and speedy recovery, and just hopefully he's able to get on the court. And that's going to be 2 teams that stark contrast. One is a bit more perimeter oriented, one is more finesse and passing. Both teams pass the basketball. Italy far more finesse, but Lithuania they're going to run through a wall.
We've had a fun group stage here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Semifinal Saturday. So what's ahead? Puerto Rico taking on Mexico in the semifinals, and Italy will see Lithuania in the second semis. So Puerto Rico tops the group here in Group B. Italy securing the second spot. Rain and Ali Hassan, who has become a fan favorite here, head back home. Courtside 1891 is the place you can catch all the games. Join in on the conversation on social media using the hashtag FIBA OQT. We get a rest day tomorrow on Friday the 5th and back at it Saturday the 6th with the semifinal and then the final on Sunday. 4 teams remain, only 1 spot for the Olympic Games here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you danced a little too at home. We certainly did courtside. For Javon Shepard, I'm Carlin Gay. Semifinals, here we come.